Hey friends, welcome back to Law Creations. Sorry it's been a little while since I uploaded a video, but I haven't really completed anything other than this particular diorama to really show you folks. Um, I've been doing a lot of 3D printing and just some odds and ends, and haven't really had a good quality video to share. So I just wanted to share with you this newest custom diorama that I had made. It's a 1/6 scale diorama display. It's intended for one or two 12-inch figures. And this one was a lot of fun. I did get some inspiration off of Google Images, and obviously it's not copied, but it is inspired just through some certain post-apocalyptic kind of images. And that's what I've been really enjoying creating. And all these bricks are individually carved and then just placed in using a little bit of glue, and then went in with some mortar and just filled in those gaps a little bit to make it look as realistic as possible. And I think it gave it a really good look. And the door was made out of foam board, some basswood, and that was about it. I got some push pins as rivets. I got a cool looking sign there. The placard I 3D printed and just put the signage in, and I think it came out pretty cool for this particular piece. And all that is foam board up above. Let me see if I can give you a good look up above. And let's see, did some nice weathering here, and just didn't go overboard, but I did give it some rusting and some streaking. And the floor is made out of foam board, and I did like a hazard kind of symbol on the end. Probably could weather it a little bit more, but I kind of just left it at that. Could always go back and weather it. These rocks here, I needed to use plaster for something I was working on, and as usual, I made too much mix, and I just let it cure and dry, and just broke it up into little pieces, and that's what gave the rock. And I added a little bit of sand, and so that's plaster, and that's all foam board in there. And I gave it I had some concrete mix that was already mixed, and I just watered it down, and I put a little bit of Mod Podge and some paint, and it gave me a nice paste texture. And I actually went around the whole entire piece with that particular texture. I gave it all here. So this is nice and solid texture. It's all pretty much that concrete mix. And I did the same thing on the sides here. I didn't get any weathering on the sides, only because when it'll be displayed, a lot of folks, it won't be really seen. But I did want to give it kind of a finished type of look. And that's what I did there. Kind of gave some over here on the side as well. And it just gave it a little bit of weathering right there, but nothing crazy. And all that's that concrete mix. And I did the same thing on the back. The back's not as pretty, but at least it's at least if somebody sees it from behind, it'll look halfway decent. And I can always fill in this little hole here, and because that's where the door handle went. And the door handle, door handle's made out of an Old Spice like a lotion pump handle at the top. So I just cut that down when it was empty, and I used it as a handle. I think it served its purpose pretty well. I think it really was pretty creative to use that particular handle in this display. But yeah, this one was a lot of fun to create, and I really went for a lot of realism and weathering, and I kind of think I captured some good amount of let me pull this out so you guys can get an appreciation for the top a little bit. Kind of maybe went overboard on the top, but not many people are going to see the top. Just gave it some really good weathering. Once again, all those bricks were individually carved and on my Proxon, and just placed inside with some glue, and those are just some pieces of foam board just cut and then in place on another back piece of foam board. Just printed the sign off of Google Images and gave it some weathering. And yeah, I really like the door. I used some what's it called? Some liquid latex on the door. So I gave it a coat of the rust on the whole door. I went in and I coated it with some spotty liquid latex. Let that dry, and then I painted over it the green. And then when everything was pretty dry, like the next day, I started pulling off the liquid latex, and that's what gave the kind of chipping paint effect that I hope you guys can see that it captured. And I was pretty happy with it. And like I say, here's the inside. And it does come apart. It just breaks apart. I haven't magnetized it because this piece is fairly heavy. And I don't really think it needs to be magnetized because I don't think it's going to go anywhere. And there's the floor in there. So yeah, been doing that. And then I, let's see. Let me put this in the back here. And then I started working on a sci-fi industrial shadow box. So this gives you the kind of idea that I was going for. The door I made in Tinkercad and 3D printed. And painted it up, gave it some weathering. And everything's foam board, except that I went through with styrene sheets and went over the foam board with the sheets to make it look nice, smooth finish. Got some wiring up there. This piece I need to complete, but I was pretty happy with the flooring. The flooring was cut on my Cricut, and then I glued it to thin pieces of foam, and then I used a hot wire knife to carve it all out. And then I gave it some nice rust textures. The signs were once again off of Google Images. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of use my imagination. I didn't get really any inspiration for this. I was just pretty much going off of what I had in my head and custom made a little control panel. And I just threw some odds and ends in there. But yeah, this one still needs to be completed because I don't know if you can tell the left side of the wall, I got some paint going on, and on the right side of the wall, I have some different paint. So it still needs to be completed. I did add some lighting, so let me show you the lighting. I really need to improve my lighting skills. As you can see, this obviously isn't to sell, or it's just to I was going to display it, but it's more of a practice type of piece. I'm just going to put the lighting on. I probably shouldn't have done the blinking light because that's kind of annoying. But just to give you an idea of what it looks like. But yeah, I did do the blinking light. I got the blue light up here. And I did some lights up above so it can be pretty much lit up in the dark. So probably would look really cool. I haven't really tested or checked it out yet. But yeah, that's my little industrial sci-fi shadow box display that I've been working on. And let's see how I made this shadow box. And obviously I still got to paint and smooth. Is the Dollar Tree has these these wooden planks. You get 6 for $1.25. And so with 2 packs, you can make 3 of these boxes. And that's what I did. And you can use anything for the backing that you have on hand. I use a little bit of Sintra board that I already had on hand and cut it to size. And that's what gave me this cool little box to build in. And that was pretty cool. So yeah, $1.25, simple, easy shadow box. You just make sure everything's nice and square. You glue it, and off you go. You got a cool little shadow box to build in if that's what you really want to do. So let me show you my printer. I got a new Elegoo printer that I've been this is a Neptune 3 Pro, which is pretty awesome. Took me like 10 minutes to set up. And it's really, really a very good printer. I've been using that for a lot of my diorama accessories. Let me take you over here to the what I've been printing. Is I found this image here on Google Images, and I converted it to an SVG file and put it into Tinkercad and cleaned it up a little bit, and it gave some really, really cool flooring for 3 3/4 inch figures. And talking about 3D printing, and you guys want to know where most of my time is, my others. That's a Creality Ender 3 Pro, which was gifted to me, and that's pretty much what got the ball rolling with my 3D printing. And this is a Saturn 3, not an Ultra, but it's just a regular Saturn 3, which I completely love. This is a Saturn, regular Elegoo Saturn. And that was the Moz 2 Pro. That Moz 2 Pro was my introduction to resin printing, which I kind of got down that rabbit hole, and it's been pretty awesome. So let me show you this lower level, and this is kind of the stuff that I've been printing. These are all from different Patreons. Eastman, Fotis Mint, Wicked, and just some odds and ends off of Thingiverse and 3D printables. And these are really cool. That little Punisher there, I found a file on that on 3D printables, and I thought that was pretty cool. Got a Darth Maul back there. This Hulk is really neat. I think I've shown that. Then I got some little odds and ends over here from Loot Studios. Found some trees that I'm going to be implementing in a diorama with this particular Loot Studios figure. Over here. And in there I got a really cool Hulk that I just finished from Wicked 3D. And that's pretty much where my time goes. The nice thing about 3D printing is, especially resin, is I do a lot of my printing while I'm sleeping. And in the morning, I just shut my printers off. And when I get home from work, I just clean it up and I have a good piece. But it's good to do that in the evening. But it's disappointing when you come home to, or when you wake up to a failed print. But that doesn't usually happen. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. I'm sorry for the lack of videos, but it's not from a lack of working. It's just from a lack of completing things, I guess. But I just wanted to give an update video. I hope to be more consistent with my videos. And for you folks that are watching, please like, subscribe. And all of you, take care. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And stay tuned for the next one, okay? Have a good night, guys.